So what have you been doing like training wise? Like you just go in, like are you like that day like that you were at Chelsea, like what was that 2 years ago? Is that are you still kind of just how many ever exercises and just bang it out? Like like CrossFit wads and shit, or you like break it
I was
up,
do
take your time?
I was doing that for a while. Probably like 2 years. I was kind of really getting into it when you saw me do that, and then I
Was that
ripped it
after you
for
got done running, dude?
yeah, yeah,
Or kind
yeah.
of
I haven't
transition?
really kind of like eased into it. I haven't really ran like big in like 2 3 years, but that was kind of a way to get some good cardio in, and then recently, honestly, over the past like 2 months, I've been doing kind of a full body thing where I'll take one exercise, call it 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps of each body part, and then I'm gone.
So you go 4 rounds of it, or do you do one exercise and then that's it, and then you go to the next one, or will you
Yeah, I might
compound?
superset something, but like let's say I do like a lat pull down, and then maybe I'll do a dumbbell shoulder press, and I'll do those both 4 by 12, and then I'll do maybe like a dumbbell incline press, and then maybe like something stupid like a leg extension, and then I'll go hit hamstrings, and then I'll hit calves, and then I'm like gone. So I hit one exercise of each body part. Sounds kind of fucked up, kind of is, but it's pretty hard, dude. It's kind of beating me up a little bit, but I like it because it felt like I kind of got plateaued there for a second, and I'm just trying to get
Yeah.
jacked. So
How fast will you do that?
I usually rip like 40 minutes, and then I'll go do 20 on the stairs or something like that, or do like stairs and then farmers carries or some sort of like, hey, let's get some cardiovascular in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
but
hey,
it's been
it's
fun.
turn and burn 60 minutes, right?
I got to get out of there. Yeah, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
hmm
No, I got it. What time do you go?
Again, I just switched my routine again. So it was going after work. That sucks big time. I've always been a morning guy. So I switched it back. So I'm in there at 5, get out by, or I leave at 5, get in there like 5:30 to 6:30. I'm home by 7. And then daddy daycare, mama goes. And then usually like play with him. And then I'll go into work. So I can get out of here by like 4 or 5 every day now, which is way fucking better. Way
Oh
better.
yeah.
Way better.
Yeah. Plus, that's good for Morgan, Doug. Like just go in and get her time too. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
huge.
For sure.
How far are you from the crib? Where your office is right now? Studio.
Shit, 15 minutes. Yeah, not far.
Not bad.
12, 15 minutes. hmm
Not bad at all. What else? What do you got? You got any tags? Like you got any tags for this fall?
Yeah, I'm about done. I got one more tag left. So I'm actually going to go out
For
this weekend,
what,
I
Muley?
think. Yeah. Yeah. I've hunted 6 days this year. Making
Yeah,
quick
welcome to
work
being
of
a
it.
fucking parent, dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
called
hear you.
it's called adult. Being an adult.
I don't even want to go, dude. Like, I'd rather just like kick
I
it at the
know.
house. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Especially when you're making hunks of beef on the skillet with like 8 pads of butter. Who does want to leave?
Yeah, or I can do that, or I can go eat my dinner out of a fucking bag with some like hot water. I mean, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'm good. I just go out
How
there,
far do you
kill
got to
one
go
real
for those?
quick, and bounce.
Yeah, exactly. How far you got to drive to get to where you can hunt the muley deer?
I mean, I can hunt them down the road, but I got some good spots a couple hours away.
So
Yeah,
you'll get in the rig like early, like
yeah,
before daybreak, and then go.
yeah. I'll bounce out for like I might spend one night, hunt 2 days. Just depends if I'm on them. Then maybe I'll stay one more night. But like I told you, I don't even really want to leave. I just like kicking it and um, yeah, chilling.
That's- I like that. I like that. You're dad, man. You're a dad. You're a dad. What about G? Been out lately?
Yeah, he's been fucking off at home, but he comes out here next month, so he drew another tag, so I'm gonna take him out and yeah, we'll get it done again.
What tag did he draw?
He's got a deer tag.
Deer tag.
Yeah.
One of the best videos I've ever seen, and I still have it, is him in the front seat of the car.
We make one of those every year.
Dude, that's so ridiculous. It makes me
Awesome.
laugh my ass off.
It's awesome. He gets
I
so
love getting
juiced.
him going. Oh, he's jacked. It only takes one quarter and it's like on repeat, like replay. You don't even have to put a second quarter in. I love
Yeah.
that guy.
Yep. Yep.
Just, I get him going on the cats. I'm like, hey, if you get a cat, you got to mount that thing, don't you? Ah, he's so funny.
He's a good
So,
dude. He's a good dude. Dude, you remember we did one of these like fucking 2+ years ago? It was number 100.
yeah, was that the one that you didn't record? Or didn't you record it, but then you lost it?
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't really remember what happened with that. But then we ran it back, I think, a few months later, and it worked out perfect, really, because then you got to
Yeah.
be number 100.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It worked out perfect. What you on? You're not doing the Zins. That ain't no Zin.
Been too long on a cope. Too long on the Copenhagen, man. Long, long time. Long, long time. It
You ever
used to
try
be
to
the
ditch
fine.
it or nah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There'll be windows where it doesn't get, you don't have it, and then there'll be windows when you have it. Stress, right? Or you're
Well,
chasing it.
you're about done.
Yeah.
Life's
Yeah.
about to get cake for you.
We'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see. Hopefully there's some options like we talked, and then and make some moves, and or hang in and grind it out, you know what I mean? A lot worse things than what we got going on around here. So
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
weird
Hey,
though,
I
because
really.
nobody's yeah, go ahead.
No, no, you keep going. We're just bullshitting.
No, I was just saying it's weird because there's nobody around. Like nobody. Like kid wise. Like you're chasing it hard, and I remember those times where there's like nobody here, right? So it's kind of like figure it out for the next 10, 15 years with no kids around. It's just kind of
Yeah,
different dynamic.
is that weird?
Yeah, it's called getting old. Fuck.
Yeah.
We're all headed that way, right?
Yeah. What are you, 50 now? Yeah.
Actually, I turned 51. 51 last March, yeah. Yeah.
51 last March. You feel 51? I think I know the answer to that,
No,
but
no, 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 man. Come on. The dude I lift with we just did he just had his birthday. D Bauer, Coach Dennis Bauer. He's 67.
ain't that wild?
It's insane. You talk about genetics. Old boy, today we went, like I said, we've been doing Squattober. So today was it 81.5% for 10 minutes for twos, doubles. I think we had Timmy Mann with us. We went 12 rounds of
Love that guy.
doubles. Oh yeah, he's a savage, just a fucking stud. But I think we went 12 or 14 sets of two because it's a 10-minute running clock. And Dennis, it was no, Danny Bauer, he's one of the all-timers, man. 67, fake knee replacement. Let's squat. Let's go. He's a dog. Like a dog.
Yeah, but that's why y'all look the way that y'all look. No, for real.
Oh, trying.
You got to
Trying to
give yourself
fight.
some credit, dude. You're pretty fucking jacked for 51.
Trying. Yeah. And well, no TRT yet. They say you can get it if you just go in and say I'm low T, right? Just a little
You can
blood
go get
work.
that shit. You can go get that shit tomorrow. Yeah. You're not on any
Yeah.
test.
No, 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 no.
Have
Do
you
you have
ever gotten
anybody?
your
Do you have
blood work
anybody
done?
that? Yeah, every year at a physical, yeah, yeah.
What's your
And I
test
asked
at?
the guy, no, it was totally fine. He's like, it's right in the range that it should be for 50 years old, 51 or whatever. But you know what's interesting is like, I said, hey, can I get a script for some TRT or from, and he was like, I'll give it to you. He's like, that's not the issue. He goes, the problem is some people would say once you start it, you can't stop it. And another thing is there's some cardiovascular issues with it that they've seen with, they have seen some. And I'm like, well, I'm joking, but there's probably a risk with all that stuff. Isn't that why you get your blood checked every, who was I talking to the other day? It was somebody a little bit older than me that's on that TRT, and they're just like, yeah, I go every 6 weeks, get my blood checked. It's $200 every 6 weeks, whatever. And they're like, I don't do it to get big. They said that they just feel more energy, like they feel younger. So I think that makes a lot of sense. I haven't done a lot of research on it, to be honest with you. I just see a lot about it. I don't know if you had any clients that have had any history with it, or
Yeah,
older
I got
clients at my age.
I got quite a few guys that run it.
Yeah,
I got to
I
be
don't think
careful
I don't,
recommending supplements and stuff like that, but I
right.
always pretty much say exactly what you said. It's like, hey, let's try to boost this on a more natural path sort of way.
Yeah,
Because like you, I've heard that as well. Once you're on it, you're kind of stuck on it. But I think a really big reason why guys' test is low is because they're not eating properly and they're not training regularly. Like, I'll tell you, yours is so good, or at least in the norm at 51, because you kind of haven't stopped. Like, you've been doing this shit forever.
no, yeah. With you, how old are you guys? What are you, 30?
30, 32 in December.
32, yeah. So how many years ago was that? 12 years ago that, and then you go back even further. So 14 when you were a sophomore. Yeah. I mean, we were chipping away then, you know what I mean? So
Well, yeah.
but long before that too. It's just I don't know if you have to stop. I just I don't know why that rings a bell in my head with the doc, my primary, once you start, but it just I don't know why. I feel like he said that, and I was just like, no, I was just messing with you. I just want to see what you'd say, and he's a good
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good story. So going back in time, one of my friends named Juan Alao Chu. So he was an exercise science teacher at Saline. He's a great guy. He coached football at Chelsea, and he's an adjunct at Eastern now, I think. And then he we were riding together. I don't even know if you remember this when Chelsea played Harrison, and then we lost in the triple overtime game
Yeah, I
at
think that
Harrison.
was that like Nick Hill days?
No, that was John Royce. That was Alec Penix. Shit, you might have been in like fifth, sixth grade. You might not even been
Yeah.
at Chelsea yet.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember
Anyway,
that.
we were on the ride there, and he got on the topic. We started talking about muscle sharing and some of the Olympic lifts and stuff like that. And he's got his philosophies and stuff, and very educated man, like calculated and really good listener, and just a joy to be around. And he got talking about uh HGH and then TRT and just replacement therapy and stuff like that. And he said in the next 10 years, now keep in mind, this was like '04. He said in the next 10 years, they'll prescribe that stuff like it's antibiotic for anybody. Like if you're low, like they're just going to give it to you. Where
It's like
people now,
Tylenol, dude. They just you can fucking go get it wherever.
yeah. And it was crazy hearing him say that because it was like, it's cheating. You're a cheater. It's like dirty. And now it's normalized. And he was so far ahead of the curve. It was actually really it was enlightening to hear him just talk about it actually. And it was just like people need to not judge, and like there's people with low T and stuff like that it really, I don't know, not catapult, but like kind of rejuvenates them, you know what I mean, as far as. And I was like, really, I had no idea. It was interesting. That was like 2004.
Yeah, he called it too. Um,
Totally. I mean, shit,
kind of.
it is totally normalized now,
Oh yeah, yeah.
men and women.
It ain't no big deal. It ain't no big deal. Um, Kind of diving into it. I probably should have done this from the get. So, Adam Taylor is my former strength coach. He was on for episode 100, and I'm gonna preface episode 200 the same way that I did 100. This isn't for everybody else. This podcast. This is for you and I. I said the same
Yeah.
thing on number 100. I was like, we're going to get on here. We're going to talk shit. We're going to have fun and just catch up because we get to talk, but not in depth. So if you're looking for like some crazy sorts of modern wisdom type of shit during this episode, you might get some, but that's not the point of it. It's just for you and I. So you cool
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah. No, I'm like humbled by it because you've blown up, and it's uh absolute respect. I mean, self-made, and like I said, took a huge chance, right? I mean, you walked from being a police officer to chase a dream, and there's no better deal than that, like as far as like chasing something that you're passionate about. So, especially the strength piece, how many people you're helping out and just kind of giving them new life. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's incredible to be honest with you. You should be very proud. I know that like when I see the stuff on social media and stuff, I'm just like, what a dog, man. Like people people are following you. Not only they following you, but they want your advice. They want your programming. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know how to say how happy I am for you. A new dad, you and Morgan. So life is good, man, for you. So I'm humbled to be on here and going way back, man. We've known each other. You know, the reason why people get into teaching, and there's nobody that's got a better job than me, Todd Bloomquist and J Dub, because at the end of the day, it's all about relationships. And an old guy told me that years ago, J Dub's dad, Coach Walton, the Coach Walton, if you will. Uh, if you don't have a relationship at the foundation of what you're chasing, then you got no foundation. So uh, I'm teaching so cool because especially what we're doing, but teaching so cool because you develop those relationships and you've been doing it as long as I have. You see people have kids, and then if you're as old as I am, you have the former students' kids in class, and it's like a just a not a good feeling, but a really good feeling, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's cool though, and I always try to send you clips because I'll maybe go on somebody else's podcast and they'll be asking me about like X, Y, and Z. How'd you get into doing this or whatever? And I'm always trying to give you your flowers because the way that I coach, dude, it's like you when I was in school. I talk to the guys the same fucking way. I hold them accountable the same way. I absolutely break them and then pat them on the butt. I'll listen to them. I'll get advice from them. I'll tell them where the bear shit's in the woods. Like that's how you coached me and everybody else that I've seen you coach. And I've literally have basically kind of copied it and then pasted it with my own little unique cherry on top, if that makes sense.
But yeah, everything's stolen, right?
Yeah, essentially.
But think about this. A long time ago, I figured out because when you're a young coach, right, you're like you're you're fighting this battle. You're fighting this battle of like I can't be your friend, but I'm close enough in age to be your friend. But there's this prize at the end that we're all chasing, and I got to figure out a way for you not to like take this personally, but like get the most out of you, but also again the relationship. Like if you don't have that relationship where that student or that client or whatever, if they don't trust you, then you can't really have a real conversation with them. Would you agree?
I'd agree wholeheartedly. And on top of that, the hardest workers, that seems to be the best relationship. You know what I mean? Like if I
Yeah.
would have came through school and have limp dicked everything that I ever did, like we wouldn't be talking. We wouldn't have had a relationship 15 fucking years later.
No, that's why I
And,
gravitate towards you and every kid like you.
yeah.
And you
Yeah.
gravitate towards the clients that are like absolute savages. They don't wear you out and beat you up with text messages about how do you do this, how do you do that. Man, fuck, put the bar on your back and go.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Will you just do the hard shit and stop asking me questions and then we'll talk later? You know what I'm saying. But
That's what it is too. It's laid out right there for you. Here's the keys. Put them in the fucking ignition, bro.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was telling kids the other day, like I say it all the time, like you come down here and you know this because of where the proximity of the weight room is, but I'm like, you come down here and it's like 72 minutes away from all of that. And that being the rigors of the academic piece, like at Chelsea, which is hard and it needs to be difficult, but it also needs to be fair, which it is. But you can get away from all of that. Like maybe a teacher you don't get along with, maybe a class that you don't like, maybe a subject matter that you stink at. You can put it all aside and judge free. Nobody's judging it. Nobody's looking at you because they're so worried about themselves just getting through it. There's some real beauty in that just to put everything aside. It's pretty cool, right? To your clients too. So,
They gotta have that time, man. I got one guy in particular. I talked to him today, and kind of going through some stuff with his job. He's not hitting the numbers that he needs to hit. He's kind of stressing out a little bit financially and kind of bringing it home to the family and kids. And I pull up his calendar. I'm like, check that out, bro. That motherfucker's blank. That's not good.
Right.
That's not good. If you want
No.
to improve all this stuff that we're talking about, you need to start checking some boxes. Because if you want to unfuck the mental, you gotta hack into the physical. And no matter how hard
Well
or
said.
difficult that shit is, man, you have to find your 20, 30 minutes. Like that's all it takes. Just pay it forward for a little bit of time and watch how everything in your life kind of turns around.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And everybody's struggling, right? I mean, everybody's. I heard Coach Bush say years and years ago. He said nobody knows what happens behind closed doors. You know what I mean? So I think those are really, really wise words actually at the time. Because then I started thinking like, you can press kids if you have this relationship, but you also have to be sensitive enough, or clients sensitive enough to like, okay, if you're going through this, and we're all going through something, like have a little bit of empathy for like what's happening, but also at the same time, nobody's really going to help you. You got to help yourself, right? If that makes sense. I don't, that, that sounds crass and that sounds like, I don't know, maybe a little firm, but at the end of the day, that's the truth. I mean, get divorced, I mean, which I've been through and stuff like that. You kind of just, ain't nobody going to help you. I mean, you got to do it. You got to go because tomorrow's coming, right?
Well, yeah, it always does.
It always does.
I guess until it doesn't.
Yeah, no doubt.
you know.
Well,
Um,
one of
yeah,
those.
yeah. Was there
Shit.
ever a time back in like the prime of coaching where you kind of had to check yourself and were like, I need to maybe tone it down a bit in terms of like
You know,
intensity or maybe how you're speaking to kids or like anything regarding that?
there was two instances. Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Because I can think of a couple times where I'm like, this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, there there was a time I can't remember. Did you play with Sluss and like Charlie Kemp and like were you
Yeah,
around?
they were
Is that
great. They're great ahead of me. Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
So yeah. So I coached the O line during that time and I had known all those kids. I knew their families, T Stark. Yeah, because you guys were juniors. Yeah. So we were watching film as an O line group, and I love coaching the O line group because let's just call it what it is. Like those kids have been made fun of from day one because they're usually chubby or whatever, and they get called every bullshit name in the book when they're younger. And then you get to the high school, and then all of a sudden you're an offensive lineman, and like, how do you want to say it? Like, you figure out like what's very illegal in the real world is very highly, that's not the right way to say it, is highly encouraged on the football field. And so at the time, we were watching film and I lost it. Like I lost it with just the O line in the team meeting room. And because I think Paulson, I don't know, he kept just getting smashed. Like, Jesus, like, come on, man, we got to be better than this. And I lost it. And then as I pulled away from him, I'm like, okay, hang on, these are kids. But at the same time, it was actually a turning point because they realized like this is important that I get it right now. And could I have gotten that message across a different way? I'm sure that there's a million different ways, but at that time I was just like a young coach and it was an aggressive. It wasn't uh bad language. It was just loud and a verbal assault to the entire group. It wasn't really at one person, but as I step back from it, and I think we all do this. You've probably done this too, having been a police officer and that kind of thing, and like stepping back, like man, maybe just a bit of patience, maybe a different way. But I also think that maybe in the times that we live in right now, maybe that firmness is like missing. So I wouldn't say I regret it. I just learned from it. And those guys are some of my better friends now. You and I and Yordi, and Yordi was in that group too. Yordi and then T Stark. I mean, we went to all those concerts and we still stay in contact That would be one, and then the other one was when you were there, when we had a player kind of giving another player some kind of just I wouldn't call it bullying, but like kind of just acting immature, and the kid had enough and put him on the ground, and then it just got loose, and then I went after that one player because I felt like that it was unjust what he was saying to the other player, like unfair, and I don't regret that one either. I could have taken it away from the team instead of in front of the team, but then I think about the team needed to hear that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think as you get older, you kind of reflect on things like that. Is there a better way? Is there, or is that firmness something that's missing from now? You know what I mean? And it's a fine line with high school kids. I think in college, it's much easier. Just like, I mean, jobs are on the line, food on the table. I mean, so, but in high school, I think that there is a fine balance, but I think we're missing some of the firmness. Kids being coached hard but fair, right?
Right. And
I
that
appreciate
was
you letting me
all.
talk right there. You've become a great listener, by the way, a great listener.
Yeah, tell my wife that. I agree.
So
But I mean, this is
funny.
12, 15 years ago, those couple examples, and it's you could talk to kids a little bit different back then, and that's not very long ago either. Like calling it what it is, dude. Like I know you're
Yeah.
older and probably a little bit more chill, and I haven't been to a freaking advanced fitness or whatever y'all call it anymore, or a baseball practice or a football practice in a long fucking time. But I'd imagine the verbiage and all that's way different in 2024, 25 than it was in like 11 and 12. You know what I mean? I can guarantee
Yeah.
it. I guarantee it.
Yeah. It is, but it isn't. I wouldn't say it's that much different, to be honest with you, because again, if you have relationships with kids, then you can coach them hard because then they don't take it personally. But if you don't have a relationship with a kid, then they're going to think that you're attacking them, like you're just going after them for no reason. And the more you can say like there's a standard, there's a standard here, there's a right way and a wrong way, and what do you do when nobody's watching, and can you be trusted? I mean, and I'm ripping cliches, but the more you, I hate to say this word, but it's almost like a brainwash, right? Uh, but the more you do that, and the more
It's
you
a
show
buy
that you
in.
care about, yeah, 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 that's a great term, yeah. The more that you show that you care about how they perform in games and in those situations, uh, then that is a catalyst to the room where you can go after them. I don't know that I I I fight that every summer because that kind of kicks off like a new year for us. Um, and I don't want to be soft, and I don't want our kids to be soft, but it still needs to be fair. So, like I said, like firm, fair, and and yeah, just doing what's right for that kid and like pressing the buttons for that kid. I think that's the other thing is like what are you dealing with? What kind of skill set are you dealing with? What kind of mental capacity, skill set, and then like what kind of personality do they have? I'll give you an example. I don't know if you'll cut this out, but like this is a great example. And I don't have a problem saying his name. Jim Chickatano is one of my favorite dudes of all time because he figured it out last year. And like I said, he threw a no hitter in the district game. And when he was younger, his laissez faire, when it wouldn't go his way, his body language was not good. And finally, at the end of the year, I just said, Jimmy, tell me how you respond best to coaching. It's the first time I've ever done that. And it was so enlightening to me. He's just like, I'm not like ignoring you. I'm not like discrediting you. He's just like, I'm so disappointed in myself that that's my body language. And I said, I got it. So at that point, it was like, he's a guy that you got to put your arm around versus like, not dog cuss, but like go after, right? And there are certain kids that like respond to like really going after him. And then there's some kids or athletes in your world that you just put your arm around and be like, listen, this isn't good enough. You're better than this, right? You're better than this, and you're really shortcutting yourself. You know what I'm getting at. I think
That's
I
the
think that
first
I
time
did
you've asked that question because I've never like it's like if you want to know the answer to something, simply just ask. That's great because
right.
I can start using that now too. It's like how do you best respond? because I gotta pick
Right.
my spots too. It's like, hey buddy, like how's everything going? I know you're stressed out, or like, what the fuck, bro? Why are you here? You know what I mean?
Right.
So sometimes you don't know, just fucking ask them.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
that's a great piece. This is a younger kid just came through or what?
yeah, he just finished and like I couldn't be happier for anybody. I'm trying to think the last guy that I was just like so like I got goosebumps because he was like so good this year. Like his demeanor, his and it was all our approach. Like it wasn't firm. It was pull him aside. Maybe it's the middle of like taking ground balls, and it was just like, hey, I don't know how today's going, but like this is not good. And I know you know it's not good. And like it's okay that it's not good, but we got to keep moving forward and grind at it. And like other people are watching, younger kids are watching you. So it's like that important. And then all of a sudden the practice might turn for him, or maybe it stays shitty. But I was just like, at least you're getting something back from someone when you know how they need how they best respond to coaching. I would tell you this, not everybody gets that conversation though, unfortunately. That was a 2 season I need to try a different approach. It's not like all of a sudden I was just like some witch or wizard and just said, "Oh, I got this idea." I was just like, "We need to just have a conversation." And it was like gold, right? Because a lot of times you can tell those people, but a lot of times you can't, right? Because you just everything's going so fast. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But it was a great coaching lesson for me. And that's what we're doing all day long in the room anyways. It was great. It was really enlightening and that's like going back to like when you're in school, you think about like that never happened for you guys cuz there were so many dudes that were just and girls that were just dogs, like just grinders, man. I don't know, it's just different times and then you're fighting like what you said, you're fighting is it soft or is it real or is it empathy or is it you know what I mean? Like you're always fighting that balance of not, not raising soft kids. Like you want to raise tough kids because the world's hard, man. Life's hard.
Yeah, it's funny. It kind of took 2 years to figure that out when,
With one
guys
guy.
like, yeah, on one guy, and like for me, that ain't gonna work for me. You don't
No,
put your don't put your arm around me. That ain't gonna do dick.
no,
You need to
not at
you need
all.
to yell at me and make me run freaking from foul line to foul line till I throw up. I'll get the hint, maybe.
Caleb Bentley. Caleb Bentley throwing, breaking a window.
Hey, did you see that post I made? Kind of that from one of those messages you sent me the other day.
Yeah. Hey, I was just sitting in the basement, dude. I was literally just sitting in the basement. I was just like, you know what? I wonder if I can pick Guy up here just a little bit and just kind of gaslight him. Just kind of gaslight
Morgan
him.
Morgan was telling me last night she was being funny. She had time yesterday, that was for sure. She started blasting some dude that called me a tool in my comments and like put him on her story, tagged his wife, dogged him out. She had time yesterday. I love that term. Deion Sanders says that a lot when he's getting doing interviews. I got time today, right? So I get home and she's like, I don't know why that guy just fucking pissed me off. And I was like, he only said one word. Like, that was the guy that made you mad. Go read the rest of the comments. They're brutal. And
Yeah.
she's like, promise me you'll never let these people get to you. And I was like, Morgan, this is a good thing for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
doing some, if people are talking shit and getting in their feelings about like a message that I'm portraying online, that's a good thing for me. I don't know these people, so it's really okay. I'll never let this bother me. I don't even read half of them.
No, it's Barstool. Any
Yeah.
press is good press. Like
Hmm.
it's like the NFL. You're winning on the way up and you're winning on the way down. You know, I mean, if people are talking, as you just said, let's go. Let's go. Take shots. Let's get on here and talk about it.
Can can we go over a few of those?
Yeah. Be awesome. I hopefully I didn't sound like a jackass.
No, you did great. One of them is want to feel alive, put the bar on your back and struggle well, my friend. Struggle well.
That struggle well was from from a guy I met. We went down to we went down to Sorinex, and we went to Sorinex, which is in South Carolina. Um, and then we went over to South Carolina football, um, and hung out with their staff, uh, which was awesome. It was really cool. So, and then this guy, I was just, I want to make sure I had his name right because I usually text him once or twice a year. Um, his name is Luke Day, and his thing is struggle well, and it was like really good. The guy is like an incredible speaker. He spoke at Summer Strong. I wish I could have gone, but our rep Alex Williams was like, it's the best speaker we've ever had, and we got to hang out with him for a while that
What's
day,
his
like
name?
2, 3. Luke Day. He's like, it was really cool. He's a really good coach, and his story, I won't get into it. What you need to do is probably look that up.
That's why
Um,
I'm writing his name down. I'm gonna see if he'll come on.
yeah, he's really cool, man. Really, really good, and like he had some good stories, but he also had like great, like just everything about him was like so cool. It was, I won't ever forget like just listening to him then, and then I'll try to send it to you. I got his Summer Strong talk, and it was like you could hear a pin drop in the facility. I mean, it was really good. Anyways, the bar on your back, I just feel like you never feel that alive. Like it makes you feel alive when you're like, I mean, you get out of the hole and you're like halfway up, and you're like, am I gonna stand up, or am I in? And there's this whatever kicks in, right? I mean, and you feel alive, and you stand up, and I'm nobody, right? There's so many great strength coaches. There's so many strong men and all these programs and all these philosophies and stuff like that. I just know that like there are certain times in the room, and that being one of them, when you're struggling and you got to find a way to stand up, man. And I think that our kids learn a lot just through that. Uh, whether it be a pause at the bottom, or whether it be, heavy and or hypertrophy, and you're grinding and you never felt a burn like that as a 16, 17-year old, and you find a way to stand up. So I think you feel alive. Wouldn't you say that there's about three pieces of equipment that make you feel alive too, because you're chasing a number in front of you on a screen: the assault bike, the Versa climber, and Jacob's ladder.
Hmm.
I mean, if you if you want to finish and you're chasing the finish, you're going to struggle, my friend, and it's going to be awesome at the end.
Yeah, it always is. That's a good piece.
You've been on all three of those. I mean, I know you've been on a verse climber. I know you've been on a assault bike. I don't know if you've been on a Jacob's ladder, but
I've been on a Jacob's ladder. Yeah, we have one.
yep, three pieces of evil. I would even venture to say I'll name drop him because he started a new company, but Tyler Hobson he was with Rogers forever. Maybe the single most evil like add on to a piece of equipment is the hip press with the brake. The brake is like the Diablo, and it will be a burn that you've never felt in your quads before. So yeah, I mean those are the things that make you feel alive, right? So that was the point.
Yeah, that thing's a death machine. You still got that too. I know y'all do. It's in the
Oh
corner.
yeah,
Yeah.
we stole it. We stole a good one from Daryl, man. It was what was it? It was 10 reps. No, excuse me. It's 30 presses. That one we don't use the break. 30 presses, and then 10 band squats, and then 20 presses, 20 band squats, 10 presses, 30 band squats. It'll bring a man to his like that was stolen from Daryl, which is bad, bad, bad. And you know who does it with us? And you can't blank? Daryl's dad, 67 years old, and he'll just keep standing up. Don't give a fuck. So no, I'm serious. I
I've
hope
seen.
there's
I
probably
know. I've trained with him before. I know.
there'll be kids or somebody that'll listen to this and hear that language, but I mean, that's the truth. He don't give a fuck. Let's go. And it's inspiring. It just
Yeah,
is.
yeah, he's a stud. All right, kind of switching gears here. Next one was good dads are firm. They set a standard of doing what's right. They're tough. Um, and they forge a great relationship when their kids when their kids get to be in their 20s and you're best friends with your kids.
Yeah, I would say all of that. Um, I think that those are hard conversations. Um, but also at the end of the day, it's kind of like coaching, right?
My charging cord?
Yeah. I would say I would say that I went through that with Joe actually when he got to high school here and kind of enlightened me on that just because it would be after a game and we'd sit down and watch film and and it really it might not have been the right time, but I would venture to say that like looking back, like he understood that like it was damn important to get it right now to be as good as you could be, right? I mean, and that's hard. That's hard because you're worried about the relationship with your kid. And I'm not sure that I handled it the best way, but I know that like when those conversations were done and we got done watching the film and stuff like that, there was time spent and not repair, but I think that, how do I want to say it? I think that there was a common understanding after watching that, on Friday nights right afterward. Like I said, it was probably too soon, but like I guess a day or the next morning or whatever, it was made right. Um, but that was firm. And then, you coach your kids in baseball because I didn't coach them in football. I stepped away from it. You coach them in baseball, and I didn't want to coach him his position as an infielder. I let J Mac do that, and but there were certain times in certain games that I didn't like what was going on, and it needed to be said in front of the team, and at that specific time during the game, a couple times, just so it's transparent, right? And then when you get home, you got to have a conversation why and all of that stuff. So I think I think if you're firm and your kids know it's coming from a good place and you have a good relationship with them, like I said in that bullet point or whatever that I sent you, I think that what ends up happening to the end of that bullet point is you end up being like best friends with your kids when they're 21 or whatever. It's crazy because I heard their coach Bush saying how stupid my dad was when I was 18, but how smart he became when I was 25.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that that's what we all should be striving for. Like, be firm, fair, and like hard on your kids, but also explain why. And like everything else, right? There's a standard. Like, and Coach Walton, like, do what's right, right? And then if it's not done right, there's a consequence, right? And there's a sit down or there's something taken away and firm instead of just like letting it roll off our shoulders and we're on to the next. It's okay, Johnny. No, it's not all right. It's not all right, man. No. But I do think what I've seen is with Anju and her daughters, I think she talks to all of our kids, my two kids, her kids. I don't know that there's a day that goes by that she doesn't talk to everybody. And she was firm with her girls. And my son, he'd rather talk to her than me. And she was tough on him. So then they're
Are
all
y'all
20. They're all in their 20s, right? So and think about you. Could you imagine not talking to Slim as you call him, G as I call him, like regular. I don't know how often you talk to him, but like it's
every
regular.
day? Every
Yeah,
day?
exactly. That's
Yeah.
my point. I feel like if you've done it right, as right as it can be, right? Because nobody's got it right. We're all going to screw it up as parents, but if you've done it somewhat decent, they want to be, yeah, they're like your best friend. I know that sounds so corny and silly, but I don't know.
Were you all watching film every Friday night?
Most Fridays, yeah, when it was over. Yeah. Yeah, or like, I mean, before we left the field, I wanted to wash it. If we were in baseball, I wanted to wash it. I wanted to make sure that if it was something I didn't think was important in front of the team, but I thought it was important for him to hear it, I wasn't going to wait till I got home because there's people here at home, right? I mean, there's other kids here and stuff like that. If I was going, and it only happened, to be honest with you, it only happened like in 3 years in football, maybe 3 times, and in baseball, probably like twice. But it only, if I mean, it was a firm talking, yeah, and it was
What
don't
though?
don't
Was it
what's
effort?
that?
Was it effort? Was it attention to detail? What were those like?
I think all of the above. I think the other thing that falls into place is like if you're young and you're playing, there can't be, and you're a coach's kid. And I don't know how many parents will listen to this, but if you're a coach's kid and you're playing at a young age at a varsity sport or higher or whatever, and your parent is the head coach or a coach on the staff, you have to be undoubtedly the best player at that position, and no one has any doubts why you're getting the playing time. Otherwise, it, you you got to go the other way. You got to put the other guy or other girl in front of you, in front of your kid, because otherwise you're a bulletin board, like, right? I mean, you're just going to get dart after dart after dart from parents. So I think that if it's undoubtedly, then then yeah, I mean you know, but there's a standard, right? When you're in that position as a coach's son, your body language, if you don't bust your ass on hard 90 or whatever, right? I mean, whatever. You don't make a play when you should, or you had the wrong read in the secondary, or ran the wrong route, or whatever. Like you don't you're not afforded that opportunity as a coach's kid. And frankly, I guess any kid. I mean, it's going to happen, but like, I guess it needs to be called out sooner. Is all I'm saying. I could be fumbling around here.
No, we've all seen it.
No,
I've played with tons of coaches' kids that shouldn't be in the three hole and the starting catcher, for example. You know what I mean? Like it's
correct.
fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's
Like if
fucking
you're
bad.
even, if Adam Taylor and Tyler Geiger are even as catchers, and my dad's the coach, you need to play. You need to play first, and you need to like cut your own throat in some regards, because otherwise it just opens up this door of just disaster. And you can't, but then there's this fine balance, right? You can't hose your own kid, and then your kid's like, I hate you because you know I'm better than him, but you're not giving me a shot because you're worried about the politics. It's this, it can be a total diarrhea attack, really, right? I mean,
Yeah,
just a
no,
dumpster fire.
you're not wrong, which is kind of why I mean, I'm a long ways off for this, but I don't even know if I want to
Think
do any
about this.
coaching like
This
that.
is you. This is you. When you were a sophomore, who played over you? An older kid. And then all of a sudden, we all knew, but all of a sudden you speak up and G and whatever, and then all of a sudden we knew, but it was like, yep, we'll take a closer look, da. And then all of a sudden it's over. Like you were the guy, right? But it had to, in a short window, which probably seemed like a long window at that time. I'm getting screwed or I'm getting fucked or whatever everybody always says. But it had to work itself out. So everybody saw it, and then there's no doubt. There is no doubt that you're the guy,
Yeah,
right? As a young
that
guy.
makes sense. Makes sense.
And that's shitty, right? It's shitty. But and if you look at it though from the big picture from the team, no one on the team second guesses it. No parent, not that coaches care about parents, but you can answer every question with the team, with your staff, all that stuff. So anyway,
No, well said. Yeah, it has to be obvious.
yeah. But the team has to know, right? Like the kids in your position group have to know, like when they go home and their parents are like, you're getting hosed, and the kid can say, stop. No, I'm not. Tyler's better than me. I need to work harder. I need to do this and stuff like that. Now, does that ever happen? I don't know. I don't think so, but I'd like to hope it does. Anyway, the kid knows. The kids always know, Tyler. You know that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, they do.
The kids, teammates always know. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was a
One
good
of my
one.
favorite ones from that list you sent me 10 things and you saved the best for last. Um, and I kind of just let people interpret however they wanted to interpret the video that I made.
Yeah, this is a
In
good
a
one.
in a world that has a terrible odor of what can I get? Fuck you. What can you give? Don't worry when you're going to get, just give.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one because it feels like everybody's. See, we're kind of brainwashed here a little bit, but I love it. Uh, like 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 how much everybody in this world, like what's in it for me, right? And youth sports reeks of that. Society reeks of that. What's in it for me? I don't really want to go hard at this unless there's something in it for me. And so, right? I mean, that's kind of where that's coming from. Like, how about you just keep giving? Because on the other side of giving is good, and you won't even know that you're getting until you've already gotten it, right? I mean, and then you're still giving, and I don't know. I'd rather be that than just take, 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 take. So I think we're so consumed with what am I going to get out of this? What am I getting? And it probably I keep saying I is probably the root of the issue, but what am I going to, what am I going to give? And then don't worry about what you're going to get because if you just keep giving, it's going to whatever you're going to get in the end is going to be better than you ever thought it was going to be. People have been saying that to me forever, and I believe that. I believe that, right?
What is that? Yeah, I do too. That's why I loved it so much. What does that look like for you, though? How do you, when you give, what is it that you're giving? Are you giving time? Are you giving advice? What are you giving? I'm sure you're not giving away freaking stacks of cash. What does that look like? How do you give back to people? Education?
Hey, I'm going to give you props right now. When we did this on 100, there was a little bit of dead air, and you're ripping questions back. I love it, man. You're a wily veteran, fucking savage. I
I've
like it.
been
Great question.
I I've been doing this
You-
for just over 4 years.
I know. I love it. What a great comeback. Yeah. So like, uh, for for me, I guess it's like think back. Uh, were you were you in the weight room next to the training room? As a,
Yeah.
were you in that
Yeah, I
room?
was right. Those the weight room, the wrestling room, and then the training room
Yeah.
up on the
So
track.
the one next to the training room, and then from there it went to the wrestling room, right? And so like if you think about it, like
I was in
you
both because I
give,
remember you'd be in the gym and you could look into the training room, right?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
you were there. I was just trying to remember which because it transitioned when Big Mike. I always think of Big Mike because it was his summer. Uh, Steinhauer, Mike, that summer or that end of the school year, we moved everything over to the wrestling room. Anyways, my point is to your question, which is a great one, is you said what did you give? Well, it's all of it, right? It's time, and but we had great mentors like Brad, like Coach Welton. We had like there's just so many people that had given so much to Chelsea at the time. I didn't know any different, and like all I knew was is that we wanted to be the best strength conditioning program in the state as far as high schools. And we had the jankiest room. We packed all that equipment in there. We had like I don't know, it was like 12 racks and like 80 kids in there and it was incredible, right? And then we would clean the floor and we'd take all the stuff out and then we'd bring it back in and it was so much work. But at the end of the day, I just kept thinking like if we can just keep going, kids will love this. They'll love that we care and then they'll buy in and then all of a sudden we transitioned to the other room, which was bigger. And then that became really cool. And so like to your question, like never somebody had said that to me way back, like when you were in school, and I just kept thinking, just keep giving. Like, how cool can we make this? And Brad was great because that was during the time that he went to Eastern, and I went and visited with Dave Lawson, and he was he was really good, man. The strength coach for football at Eastern at the time, he was great. Just gave so much insight, like stuff like that. Like just give, like it'll be good in the end if you just here's the boxes you need to check, and and we just kept growing. It was so good, man. So to your point, like, or to your question, like, over time, what do you mean by giving and what did you get? It wasn't anything like a personal get. It was more of like, how cool is this for Chelsea? If that makes sense. That was like to see kids like it just grow from like 5 sections to like 2 hours each hour or 2 sections each hour for 5 hours a day. And it was just like, let's go. Let's go. And then the best part of the whole thing is it started to happen when you were there, like toward the end of your time there. And it happens now is, well, I think we should cap the classes. No, fuck no, you shouldn't cap the classes, especially now. The room's 60 by 100. No, we're not capping anything. We're not telling a kid that wants to be here that they can't be here. Like, it's an elective. They have a choice, so that was like a badge of honor, if you will. So if you say like, what did you get or what did you give? We just gave time and effort and like toward relationships and hoping in the end that it would be awesome. And what's awesome is that it's the most taken elective in the school and it has been for over 20 years. It's pretty sweet. It's not like a
No,
personal get, right?
no, I know, I know. Did you
Like
know
I
back?
think about us, I think about us squatting in the corner. Like at that point, you and I, like you were in and like that's a get, but I don't view it as a get. That was like, that's one more person that's like all in on this thing. And when they get older, they're going to value like health and fitness and working out and whatever working out looks like. Maybe they're a cyclist, maybe they're Pilates, maybe like that's a win. So if you're to expand on what you said, like, what did you get or what did you give? It was giving was just to work out with you that particular day or multiple days actually. And then
Try a fucking
it,
semester, AT. That's brutal.
yeah, it was a little more than just a day
Can
or a
you
couple were
can you I need you to give some background on this for people that are listening because and I'm not trying to stroke your ego or anything like that, but we worked out a lot that semester. You were my workout partner for whatever reason. You just grabbed me, and that's what it was for the whole semester. But that particular day, I will never, ever forget. Still haven't. Think about it damn there every time I hit a squat rack, which is once to twice a week. Um,
half.
give some context to that story because I'm not going to be able to do it justice, and I'm sure you remember it a little bit better than I do.
What I remember is this. It's a little fuzzy for me because I damn near passed out, but I didn't want anybody to know, especially you. Fuck. Uh, yeah, yeah. So it's a little fuzzy to me. All I know is it was like, was it like 275? And it was just, we were just going. And I don't know if it was a high rep. All I know is you and I were going back and forth and nobody blinked. And it was awesome. And the thing about it, guy, is nobody, if you kind of step back in time and you go, well, wait, if you were teaching, what were the other kids doing?
Yeah,
So the
no
only,
doubt.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you think about this, during those times, and there's certain hours every year, there's certain hours that you have ultimate trust. Nobody's going to go to hey, I forgot my bag in the locker room. And all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, they come back and they've just been ripping a vape in the locker room. Like that's real, right? Like there, there, there are there are certain hours, there are certain classes that there's the ultimate trust. Like you look over, like I'll stand in the corner, nobody can see me, and I'll look 100 feet down the room and I'll watch a kid doing tempoed pull-ups. We're ripping it up on one and we're coming down on four. And like that, going back to a get, that's a huge get for me. Like that puts a smile on my face because it's a standard. We're doing it right and nobody's watching. That's electric. That's like fucking awesome. Anyways, to relate it back to what you said about that day or those days when you and I were working out together, it was just like that class at that time. I didn't have to worry about anybody. It was turnkey. It was how fast can you get this workout to them and let them go. Just get the fuck out of the way. So that was to me. I probably, like I said, two things. I probably take away the fact that I wasn't gonna blink and I wasn't gonna let you know that I was either gonna shit myself or pass out, or or yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a
But it
problem.
but the it was the rep range. What is what I remember the most because I think it was like 8 to 10, could have been 12 or whatever, but we were doing like sets of 15, 17, 20. I'd get to the
It got
number and you'd be
competitive.
like, yeah, I'd get to the number and you wouldn't let me freaking rack the thing. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, if that's how it's going to be, I did the same thing with you. And I
Well,
don't
I
know how
wasn't
many
gonna
reps
block
we,
it.
I don't know how many reps we did, what it was, but I know it was a lot of weight and we about died.
Yeah. I just like the fact that that sets the tone, and if you're in that hour, you're like, whoa, whoa, this is for real. Like, and it did end up being like that. That was that was a great situation. What a class that day. That was awesome.
We had some dogs in that class, dude.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
had
That's what I'm
we had
saying.
some we had some studs in that class. I think heck Nick might have been in that class. I think Yordi was in that class. We had some big,
Pretty much.
strong freaking dudes in that class.
Yeah. Like dudes that
Watkins T
like to
had like
live.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Dick Hadley. Fuck yeah, he was.
yeah.
No, he. That's what I'm saying. Like, how just get me the lift and get out of my way. And I was just like, let's go, let's go. And really, that's the only reason. There's only been probably 2 to 4 classes in my career that I felt like that was an option. Like where I'm like, I'm just getting out of the way, and that was one of them. And to be able to train with a student, it's not only about you and me. It was like big picture wise. It was like kids were like, hey, if they're going, we got to go. And it was different times. But it was really cool, man. It was really cool. Old room, small, mirrors were all
Nasty
watered up.
fogged
Yeah.
out. Yeah, dude.
Speakers. I mean, it was loud, loud.
Loud.
Slipknot every day. Didn't care what anybody thought. It was great. Great.
Is it weird to be doing this pod and to be going through on paper what could be kind of the last hoorah of coaching at that in that environment? Have you taken a minute at all to just kind of because how many years you've been doing it?
Well, it's 25, yeah. It's
Have you
25. I think we
have
were
you
talking
taken
about
a
that, yeah.
minute? Have you taken a minute at all and kind of just sat and maybe threw a dip in and tossed a couple beers down and been like, dude, the 25 years that I mean, you've impacted a heck of a lot of people, man. Have you thought about that at all?
Like,
That if
that's
you want
nice
it
of
to
you to
come to
say
an
that.
end, it's coming to an end. Have you thought about that?
No, no, because tomorrow's coming, right? So it's like, I know that that's cliche and all that stuff, but tomorrow is coming. And like, it doesn't seem like you never get everybody where you and I are, and you never get anybody like with your mindset or a lot of the kids that we have now or in between you and now. But the goal is to get them all there. So it's that's why it's not math, it's not history. Not those are bad subjects. That's not what I mean, but they don't change much. There's it, it could be almost this is probably not accurate, but it's those classes are like script where like there is no script. So it's like you're constantly trying to get everybody to where you were. And I know that that's never going to happen, but I'm not going to stop chasing it. And I don't get tired. I'm not tired of the job. And I think when you get to 25 years or 26 years, 27 years, you're always kind of like, well, what's next? Like, is there something next, or do I run this to the end? And I think that everybody in my position, any subject, I think feels that way. Don't you think? I mean, if you would have kept being a police officer until you had 20 years, and you start getting to year like 18, 19, and you're like, okay, I got one, and I can get out with a nice pension here. What's next? Is it, or do I ride this out, and then all of a sudden I'm being promoted, and just all of that stuff, kind of the same deal, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's kind of because technically after this year, you're good, right?
Yeah.
25
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had conversations obviously about that, but I just you just got to be careful, right? Because it always seems like it's greener on the other side, and there is no better job in the state of Michigan than what I have, what Joe has, what Todd has. There is no better job in education. Zero. First of all, the kids, it's not reality. Kids, we were just talking the other day. It's the best group of kids we've ever had as far as like we say this, they do that, and I mean, it's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. So you just got to be careful. Just got to be careful. Hopefully, there's some. I think my voice is kind of. I am 51, no puberty. Hopefully there's some there might be some opportunities out there um toward the end of this thing, whenever the end is, and there's some cool things happening though, like baseball wise, like turf's coming. That's confirmed um after this season. So basically the day we bow out of the tournament or we win it all or stop playing at our place, they break ground at our field. So at Wayne R. Welton Field. So it'll be turf. So does that take um I mean you're not mowing turf.
Yeah.
You're not repairing a turf mound, buddy. So is that more time that frees up? So things become a little different. So yeah,
I don't know. I just
I
think
feel
it's
like I'm
kind of
talking a lot of.
are you talking to Anju? Is you looking at Anju?
No, I'm talking to you, dog.
Well, you're supposed to be. That's why you're here. People aren't here for
Hmm.
me. They're here for you.
They are here
People
for you.
people are wore out with me, brother. So that's why I wanted you
I'm
on
gonna
here.
send you. I'm gonna send you another list of 10 things. It'll
I
be
need
good. It'll be
I
something.
need I need that. No, I just think it's pretty crazy, man. It's kind of could potentially be the last rip, and then obviously with your son, um, I'm assuming you're not going to go to every Michigan game next year, right? Joe's gone, starting his real life. La La Land is over. It's time to make a career out of probably whatever his degrees in. I think we probably both know that we're not going to get
It's an
drafted,
adult.
and
No,
I'm
no,
assuming he doesn't want to play in the CFL or any bullshit. Um,
no,
so it's like
no.
that's
It's time
that's
to be an
kind of
adult.
that's kind of coming down the pike. This Your career's kind of slowing down, and I don't know. That seems crazy to think about if I were you, but I know you don't really think about it because again, tomorrow's coming.
Tomorrow is coming. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'll miss the tailgates and going to different venues. Like this past weekend was in LA, so it was. I miss. I Yeah. I know it's. I mean, there's 6 games left, so yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I think it'll probably, you know, at the end of baseball, you kind of at the end of the year, every year, what I do is I go to the Michigan website and just kind of see, okay, how many years do you got again, and then have a conversation with uh with Anju and is this something that we want to keep doing as far as coaching and that kind of thing. I can't imagine myself not. It's a scary thought to not be in a room and like get there at whatever time. I was lazy today. I got there. I was late, but I had everything laid out, or we had everything laid out. Sorry, but like not get there by 6 in the summer by 5, and that would be weird. That would be weird not having this office with this awesome equipment and like really awesome people to work with. That'd be weird, right? I mean, you think about it like I don't know. Those spaces, yeah, those spaces are pretty special because of guys like you and a lot of the girls that have come through and other dudes.
Yeah,
So
tough
it's
gig to
weird
walk
how
away
fast.
from.
Yeah, I know that you can, but I think, like I said, like when you get to 25 years, you start in it to get to 30 actual, or are you looking for something else? And yeah, so I don't
Well,
know.
I think what's cool is I think you pretty much have a key to the whole town, so I don't think you're gonna have to go get a Planet Fitness membership. I
That's
think you'll be
not
able to
true.
utilize the space. Bullshit, it's not true.
Well, here's what's true. When you're a coach, when you're a head coach, you get on the list of the most hated people in a small community.
No, but I don't give a fuck about that. I'm saying you ain't gonna have to go get a gym membership, so that'll be a plus.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
you still
Correct.
have a key card to get in whenever you want. At least you better. You built the freaking place, so
Yeah. Or or the garage where COVID happened. Man, COVID. That was legit. In the garage, just with the outdoor rack from Sornex, it was like, let's
I
go.
think I was in the best shape of my life that year, honestly.
You were? Were
Oh
you
my
were you
God,
still
that's
doing
all
it?
we did, bro.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's all
Were
we
you
did was just work out.
was that your you were still doing the 20-minute mile, the Tennessee mile, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I was running like 10 miles a day during COVID, just sending it.
But you were like leading up to that during like 19, 20, 21, like you were doing it then, right?
I think so. Yeah, right around there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good times. Like that's talk about feeling alive or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do another one day. I don't know when, but
What was the did you see like every year that you went back? Because did you do it 3 times?
twice.
Twice. When you went back the second year, did you see people you knew or does it flip
Well,
big
it's a
time?
no, no. It's a there's a
Cult.
core group of folks there, and they take care of you too. So if you run it, you don't because they it's like waitlisted kind of. Once it drops on the 1st of January, they open up like the sign up. But if you get into one of their events, there's no sign up for you. You're automatically in, which is really cool.
That's really
So
cool.
they take. I was just talking to John, the race director, and his wife, or his fiance, the other day. We were just talking about him last night, actually. My wife and I. They're great freaking people, dude. Yeah, salt of the earth. John and Becca, they are fantastic folks.
Such a
Yeah,
big deal. Like I didn't realize it. Like after you did it your first time, I started looking online and I was just like, whoa, this is like for real. Like for real. It's not just a
yeah,
bunch of hillbillies going out and running. I mean, it's game on.
yeah, yeah. There's been some really incredible people that have ran that race, and um, you don't really have to be a crazy runner to do it either. You're. It's a lot of like hiking. I mean, because it's steep. Yeah, and hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
Hmm.
you said 300 feet of elevation. Is that what you told me a long time
Y-
ago?
Yeah, 340 up, 340 down per mile. Yeah. Yeah.
Who is the guy? Who is the guy I've seen on Rogan? I think he's done it. The Navy SEAL guy, kind of a
Ch-
skinny guy, long hair.
Chad Wright.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's is he a staple at that thing?
He's proven his point. I think he's won it twice. He can't be beat out there. He
Which
can't. He can't be
when you
beat.
win it, what when you win it, how many how many rounds have you done? How many miles have you done?
100 plus. Yeah, 100 plus
100
miles
plus. So
there.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
shit. So how many hours are we talking with that?
Couple days.
Look out.
Yeah, you're looking at like
Look.
30, 40,000 feet of elevation, like shitting on Mount Everest type stuff. Easy day.
Yeah.
It's big time.
What's the
Yeah.
what time of year do you guys do that, guy?
That's Father's Day weekend.
So it's still cool out.
No, it's hotter than a bitch.
Wait, is it? Wait, when's Father's Day? I'm trying to think. Is that
June.
June?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
hotter
is
than a
June.
bitch in Tennessee. Yeah, it's hot.
Yes, fuck, you're in a jungle.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's no joke. It's a good time.
What'd you lift today?
Told
Did you
you
already tell
I'm
me?
doing that. I told you I'm doing that full body stuff. So today I did. That's a long time ago. What did I do? I did some dumbbell shoulder presses. Did some cable one arm rows. I did some forearms. That's like my secret. Like I'm trying to get big forearms because my forearms are not good. My arms are huge, but my forearms are bitch. So I'm working on those grip strength
Plus, grip
stuff.
strength's the first thing that goes. You know that.
Yep. And then did some goblet squats, 70-pound dumbbell. We've been doing 100 push-ups a day, so I knock those out at the start of every workout. I got
Like that. In a row, or do you put something between it?
I'll do sets of 25, 4 sets of 25.
Like that.
Did some cable flies. Nothing, just kind of all over the map. It's been fun. It's different for me. I make so many workouts all the time where I get in, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'll do this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go there next. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I don't come with a note card or notes on my phone. I'll give myself 40
Right.
minutes and then do some sort of cardio. But um, Yeah.
What did you say about supplements? What did you say you liked?
Ribeye steaks.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Creatine,
interesting
and
how
that's it, man. Like I know it's going to be a problem with a guy when I get on a call and we're fixing to start him, and the first thing he asks me is what supplement should I be taking? I'm like, a little bit of fucking 2 servings of consistency, discipline, and stop being a bitch. And then we'll talk supplements down the road if you can handle the training. I
I knew
hate
I
that,
could
man.
gaslight you with that question.
I hate that so much, dude. I mean, like, just take
Creatine
your
though, you
butt.
know what's funny is it's made a comeback. Like it's gotten sexy again. I don't know that it ever went away, but it's gotten some good pub lately, like in the past year. It seems
You
like.
got all these smart people talking about taking 15, 20 grams. I'm like, okay, I'll up my 5 grams to 7.5, but I don't know about all the 15, 20 grams. I mean, good
Yeah.
grief. That seems like a lot.
I'm sure that there's research out there that says at
There's
some
tons
point
of research, but
it's it's the you know, at one point it was the most researched supplement ever. I mean, it was like that was years ago, but it's interesting because at some point your cells can't take it. Like it's flooded. So it's waste at that point. So you're
the
wasting money.
biggest the biggest thing with creatine is you need to take it at the same time every day. Because if you want to get the full effects, you need to have it rolling through your body 24/7. That's the biggest thing.
No doubt. No doubt.
Apart from being a dad, when you look back at the past 25 years of coaching, what are you most proud of?
Oh, it's easy. The relationships. This right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking cancel Christmas. This is it, man. This is the deal. Like I've said it to you before, fuck everybody. This is like the best. It is by far, and I learned it from Coach Walton. I used to watch him and guys would come back. Nobody was dapping anybody up then, but it is by far this weekend is like so our golf outings this weekend for Chelsea baseball. I need to put together a strength conditioning like Chelsea strength conditioning golf outing and like invite everybody, whoever everybody is. But this weekend is incredible because it's dudes that I played with, guys that I coach, guys that coach me, but it's the relationships. It's not even close. It is the best. It is awesome to like see you, like see how you've grown as a man, like your family. Yeah, I mean it's the best. It is. It's the thing is it'll humble you in a hurry because you're like it's a freaking shot right to the newts because you're getting older, right? Based on when you see these alumni, but at the same time, it's like, man, that guy, what a great dude. What it's so awesome to see him. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's the best part. And the same thing with kids in the weight room. Kids, kids will they'll come back and they'll be like, listen, you don't understand how big of an impact this had on me. I do this, and this in college, or I'm now doing this. Like that's a big, big deal. I say this all the time. If you leave Chelsea and you're insecure or you don't know what to do, so you don't do something, Pilates, yoga, strength train, CrossFit, whatever. If you don't do something, then we failed you. I've said
Mm.
this a million times. We should be fired because we had you as a ninth grader and we try to, what's the right word? We try to like make it a cult so we get you back when you can take it as an elective and like hopefully you like get the itch like you're addicted to it whatever it is like it's a break from the academic piece, it's a break from the workforce, it's a break from your family, you know what I mean? It's I don't know. Yeah. If what I always try to tell kids like how many of your kids how many of you kids your parents work out, and they'll raise their hand or whatever, and I'll be like, here's the deal. Your parents will run because they love to run. It's easy. It's no risk. Nobody's watching them. Dot, 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 dot. They'll run for 6 months and then they get bored of it. And then they don't do it for 6 months and they feel horrible about themselves. Then they start again. So it's this yo-yo. And I said, how many of your parents work out? They raise their hand. Well, your parents go and work out and do the same exact thing for 3 months and they get bored with it because it's the same thing and then they stop doing it. Now, that's not for people that go to classes and stuff like that, which is a huge help. But my point is like when you leave here, you should know how to program somewhat for yourself and know all the exercises. And if you don't, then we screwed you, man. We hosed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
think about that.
so
When you left, if you weren't doing what you're doing right now, you'd have no problem programming anything that you wanted. You could use the internet, but you could also use the base. Your foundation would be the exercises, the technique, all the technique stuff and like what matched up with what from here. And that's a win, right? Like if we didn't
hmm
do that, like that would be a huge failure. We're just like everybody else.
hmm Yeah, and it's so cool because I know a lot of fucking people who don't fall in this line. But where I'm at with it is once you get out of high school and you go to college, maybe, it's easy to kind of stay in that routine. It's easy to go to the rec center and keep that momentum going. What's sad is when people get out of school and then they go start their careers and then maybe they meet a fine young lady and then they get married and then they have a couple kiddos. All of that is beautiful, but then they completely lose themselves physically. It's like, dude, you've been doing this for the past 8 years and it served you so well. Why would you stop now?
Because it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah. It's
Truth. You
uncomfortable.
can have any you can have as many sweet people on any of these podcasts that you want. The reason why people don't stay with it is because it's difficult. And I heard Nick Saban say this years ago. This whole society pushes you toward what's easy, toward average is okay. And it's hard work, man. It's hard to do what you're doing. You get up early. That's hard. You don't know any different, but at the end of the day, that's hard. It's hard. It's easy to sleep in and get your coffee and get in your car and get to work on time. But to go after work, after your kids laid down, your kids will go to bed and then you go in the garage or you find a way to get to the gym. That's hard, man. That's hard. And
Yeah.
and it's much easier to grab a glass of wine and just hang out for the rest of the night and get on your phone. And we all know that. And we've all been there. I mean, it's not like some
100%.
high pedestal comment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but shit's hard.
That's why it's so
So,
much fun seeing guys like Cal and like Jake Stein and BP. And I'm sure I know
oh
I'm
yeah.
missing just an absolute ton, not even considering the females or whatever, but these people who
Yeah.
just never lost it, man. Like Cal's making money doing this, BP's making money doing this, I'm making money doing this. Like these are careers. And they take and I've had both those guys on, I think. Yeah, I've had both of them on and they all talk about you. Like that's why they're doing what they're doing. I'm serious. I know you've listened to them. It's been a while, but
Oh yeah. I know. And it's humbling and it's like, yeah, I was like the bald guy that like pressed you to something that you weren't sure you could do, but yet that's okay. Like you took it from there kind of thing. But you're ripping some like Amber, Cal, BP. I mean, there's so many people that are like, I mean, you think about Cal, the people that he's got working there, you've got a kid that took a huge risk on us, Bryce. He was the first cross country kid to jump. Like, I trust you. I'm like, no, no, no. I need to earn it. Like, you need to strength train and then go rip a PR. And then I'm all in with you. And and that year, if you think about it, nobody knew about him. He was a short guy. And all these long dudes and all this stuff, they were all way highly touted, and he just outgutted them. And he was tough and all that stuff. And like, there's other people that work for Cal and BP. There's some great people. Those Amber, Cal, BP, those
I tried to
kids
hire
during.
BP. I tried to
I'm
hire him.
surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't go with a side hustle on that.
Yeah, I'm surprised he should have. I'll tell you that much. I tried to hire Stein too, I think. Or I temp checked Stein, but I laid it out for BP. I was like, hey, here it is.
Stein's a pimp. What a
Yeah,
pimp.
he's a
Love that
beauty.
guy.
He's a
Love
beauty.
that guy. Best dressed dude I've ever met. Actually, all three of them.
They all look clean
Yeah,
as a bean.
I don't know who does. You know who does the shopping is Nancy. That's who does it. She
Dude,
shops for him.
whatever it takes. I hardly do my own shopping.
Unreal. Their
Whatever
mother, though,
whatever
goodness.
it takes, man.
Yeah.
Whatever
No,
it takes.
Stein. I love that guy. But no, all those people, yeah, they're not a bad hire. That's for sure. If you can get them, Cal, he's he's right out of the mold. Him and Amber are the ones that I went and watched that at that
Oh,
Navy
they did the
Pier
high
thing.
rocks?
They did. They took that was when he first started his gym, and they actually had a woman there that was in the CrossFit games, and it was like different. She was just different, and she won the whole thing, and I think she won the whole thing or close to it. Maybe it was a team competition. I can't remember, but she was. Yeah, they have some really good athletes up there. Yeah, but they do it right. I mean, they got a great culture. We got Janie. Janie's a dog. I mean, and you got, like I said, Bryce. Yeah. Anyway, really
Can
cool.
you
Really.
can you explain the mindset? And I think it's important to kind of bring this to light. This is kind of a I don't know the dynamic of your other relationships with some of the guys, but you and I have always had this thing, and you put it at the end of that long message you sent me. Fuck everybody. And that's not literal. It's not
Right.
like, hey, screw everybody. But
No.
can you elaborate on that term? Because I've never ever strayed from that, and I take care of my people. Like I'm always taking care of people, and it's not f everybody, but
Totally.
in a sense, for the listener, it is. Can you elaborate on like your meaning behind that?
Yeah. Right. I mean, like, think about you, man. Like, to your point earlier, like with Morgan, like she wanted to go after this person that, like, whatever's throwing darts behind the keyboard, whatever. Like, fuck that person. They don't matter. Like they're a hater. Like they're like you're hustling. Like you're helping people and like just fuck everybody. Like fuck you, man. Like who no, seriously, like who has time to just throw darts at somebody that's trying to help people? And and they may not like whatever your the posts are on social media, but that's okay. Like just move on. Like nobody's forced, like you don't have to follow you. Like
Yeah, no, you
you
don't.
can go the other direction. I mean, I guess I think it I think that saying helps as a coach for the people that for the people that always want to take shots at you that have an emotional investment, which I totally get. Parents, family members and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I heard Coach Walton say this as well years ago. He's like, "Do people think I lay up at night thinking of ways to fuck kids over?" Now I put my own F word in there, but screw kids over. I mean, no coach that I've ever heard or met or know, that would be lunacy. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like,
Hmm.
go away, go away. You know what I mean? Just stop, stop. There's a lot. You don't have to be like negative and just drill people for their opinion or I don't know. I it kind of is like a blanket statement, like fuck everybody, because in every position in the world like that we're in, like public education, it's like you have a bullseye on you, and that's okay. You signed up for it, but there also has to be a governor of some sorts. I think. I mean, people aren't in that job just to hose people, right? I mean,
Hmm.
there's not enough money involved to just jack somebody off the other direction, like screw them
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
I don't know. I think that I find myself saying that to myself more these days as policies ticky tack, like non trust. lack of leadership and like not empowering people that you say you trust, because isn't that great leadership? Great leadership, Brad used to say this all the time, great leadership is empowering your assistant coaches. Like, let them do what they're good at. Like, let them go. Like, hey, we want to accomplish this today, and just get out of their way. I mean, if you start coaching everybody, an assistant coach standing there picking his ass, they don't want to be around that. They want to coach,
Yeah, why am I here?
right?
You're gonna micromanage me. What are we doing?
Right. That's not leadership. That's like you, like, we're here to watch you coach everybody. Like, that's stupid. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know if that's a good answer. I just feel like it fits a lot of things. Like, no, is
No,
that the wrong way to say it? It feels
no.
like that.
When you, it's one of those things. Kind of, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Really
Like,
well said.
yeah. Again, I can only speak on my time dealing with you back in the day, but where did you get like the edginess and the intensity and let's call it juice? Because you don't see your coaching approach really hardly at all unless it's at like a college level. Like you got like a Dan Lanning, right, who's freaking electric, would love to play for the guy, or a Dan Campbell who just freaking empowers his players and is another fuck everybody type of guy, right? Did you learn that from somebody? Did you decide, hey, this is the kind of coach that I want to be? Because you can turn it up to a 10 or you can drop it down to a 2. It just kind of depends how much coffee you maybe had that particular morning before 6 a.m. Like, have
Back
you
when
always
you're in
been like
school,
that?
it's called, yeah, yeah. Well, no, but I was laughing because when you're in school, we used to rip like over and over Duncan Turbo. Nobody even
I know.
remembers that.
I've bought you plenty. I know.
Yeah. No, so you go back in time. Uh, I think going to Ferris, I can remember this. Actually, Patch, Randy Breyer, who was a coach here, actually he's come to the golf outing, I hope. Randy Breyer was a catcher's coach here at Chelsea when I was here, and he was just tough. He was a starting second baseman for Eastern when they went to the World Series back to back years, and he was just this undersized, just dog. Like he was gonna fight you. Like to your point, Dan Campbell. Like we're gonna drag you to deep water. I'll fight you in a landfill. I'll fight you in a dumpster. I don't care. And like he like was so good. Like when I was in 10th grade, like when I was around him, it was just like, again, it goes back to like fuck everybody. He was so good at like instilling that. He had such stink to him, and like I needed like I I remember being around him and just going, this guy gets it. Like this is awesome, and I couldn't wait for the next 6 a.m. workout in the spring, right? With because we used to practice in the morning, and that really helped me in football. And then I got to Ferris. I remember this, like we had to run the mile, which is so stupid. We had to run the mile, and I was like, I'm not like there's nobody that's going to beat me here, and it was all predicated on being here at Chelsea and all that kind of stuff. And then I got to New Mexico, and there was a strength coach. His name was Tony, and I cannot remember his last name. He was literally built like a bullfrog. Like I I know that sounds ridiculous, but he was awesome. He was just this shorter guy, like just wide and like firm, and had no reservations about a verbal assault if it wasn't the standard. And I remember him pulling me aside. We were running sand hills. We were out in past the Arroyo in Albuquerque, and we had two trainers with us, and you're talking altitude, and it's like a 60 yard, you can touch the hill out in front of you when you're standing on it. And we got done, and it was a good workout. Like I did well, really well. But I transferred there, and I was just a walk on, whatever. And he said, if you don't bring it like that every day, you're not going to be here long, because you don't deserve to be here. No one knows you, no one cares about you. And when he said that, I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, I'm not, like, dude, no, I'm not doing that. And from that point on, it was great. I'll never, ever, ever be able to say thank you to that guy enough. And I actually reached out to our assistant baseball coach, and he's like, I don't know how to get a hold of him. I don't know where he is, dot, 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 whatever. But that day was a big, big deal. That, and then the other thing that happened is I had sat at New Mexico. I redshirted, then I sat the whole next year. I think I had like 10 at bats, and I had called Coach Walton. I was like, "Hey, I'm transferring, whatever," and he was like, pump the brakes. And then I went in for my exit meeting after the second year, and I said to Rich Allday, he passed away, but I said to called him Big Daddy, Coach Allday. I said, Coach, I said, I think I'm going to transfer. He goes, really? Where are you transferring to? And I just said, all right, I'll see you on Monday. It was one of those kind of things. I didn't have an answer, right? And 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 he said, you're going to have to fight for the job when you come back in the fall because we've recruited two other catchers from junior colleges. And it was another, like the strength coach. I was like, wait, there's two other guys. I've been here. I've paid it forward. It was kind of like, what have you done for me lately kind of thing. And that was a big deal. Again, it was just kind of like, fuck everybody. Like, I'm going to just show all you people, like, just get out of my way. I don't know. To answer your question, that's the best I got. It was like these incremental, like along the way. And then it was with the Indians. And then when we got here, I remember telling Brad, like, because I wasn't in the weight room, I was teaching team sports and like rec activities when I first got to the high school. And I was like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm gonna look for another job. And he's like, really? Where are you gonna go? And I was like, you're right.
See you
I'm
Monday.
not going anywhere. Yeah, but in my head, I'm thinking we need to make this the best. I'm gonna show him, and I'm gonna show Coach Walton and Mr. Mead at the time, like, no, this is gonna be the best strength conditioning thing in the state. Like, it was just everybody saying, like, I don't know. There was all these things along the way, right?
So kind of like a chip you carried then on your
Yeah,
shoulder.
definitely, definitely, and still do, because guy, every day you're fighting for something. Like right now, we're fighting for a certain app, a certain software that we're trying to use that's better for the kids. And I get the district's point of it, where they're like, well, money, you're always balancing money in a public school, and that's always the bottom line, right? But being told no, I'm fine with that. But like him and Han, or like, I'd rather the people that are the best, and we've got a curriculum director right now that's incredible. She's just like, I'm not sure how we're gonna do this, but let's figure it out. Like, I'm down with that. Like, I'm all in, right? You are too. Like, everybody's all in with, let's figure it out. And if it's no in the end because we couldn't do it, so be it. We burned it to the end. But if it's just we can't do that. Well, okay, time out. Time out. That's a negative. That's a hater. That's not, you know, your podcast, your business. That's not, you're just like, no, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it makes sense. I've always been curious because a lot of people have somebody that was in their life where they're like, hey, I've kind of mirrored this and then turned it into my own thing. Similar to my
That'd be Coach
situation
Walton.
with, yeah.
Yeah. Coach Walton, Coach Bush, no doubt. Not even close. And then the haters, like I said, the strength coach, you don't belong here. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
what? I'll show you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You
So,
got anything for me,
um,
AT? We're wrapping it up. I said 2 hours. We're coming up on that, so this
which
is a
is
lot of fun,
crazy.
man. Time really flies when you do these. I've noticed that time does not go quicker than doing a podcast. It's unbelievable.
I just think, like, I value our friendship, and like, it's just a big deal to me. I mean, like I said, alumni is a big deal to me, and I mean, you're a dad now. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it makes me feel old. I'm not gonna lie, but like, not only
Dude,
am
you
I the
you
friendship
fucking
with
aren't
you,
old,
and
dude. You're in your 50s. Like, get over it. Get over it. But you're moving
but
like you're freaking 40. It's just great.
it wasn't moving like that today with a bar on our back. No, but like, you think about it, like the friendships and like and all that stuff, but it's like deeper than just the kids. Like when you have friendships with the kids, you have relationships with the parents, and like, I don't know, you just, the circle gets, you got to keep the circle tight. Don't get me wrong, but you got this network of like really cool people uh, in this gig. That's what I tell you in the coaching world. So I'm just really appreciative of like we always connect and you always do it right. I'm happy for you too. Damn, happy for you.
I'll be seeing you.
Now I'm gonna be
I'll be
sending you.
seeing you.
I got another list. I got one formulated. I got about 3 things on it right now. I get it to 10. I'll rip it to you.
Yeah, I need those. Those keep me going. I like those big time. Hey, you got to do me a solid before I let you out of here. I need you to hit my dad tomorrow, and I'll remind you. But I'm sure he isn't signed up for the outing, and he ain't doing dick this weekend, so he needs to go to that. He'd have an
Hey,
absolute blast.
the other yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'll hit him up. The other thing is the what was I gonna say? Oh, the Lions play on Monday. So like there's
When's
no
the
conflict
outing?
because I had to have it on Sunday because of Michigan football. This is the last year. Like I was married to the bye week, and then the bye weeks all went by, and then I had to book it on a Sunday, and the Lions play on Monday night, which is sweet.
He's going to that Tampa, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Tampa, and so he should be free unless he's putting up some tree stand, which he'd hire
He
that
ain't do.
out.
It's on a Sunday. He ain't doing dick. He'll be there. I'll make him go.
Hey, you a future idea? Get a bunch of dudes. Get Yordi on here. Get T Star or Tanner Tan Man, and some other guys, BP and Stein or whatever, and might be actually entertaining.
I think I've asked Bag to come on before. I think he blew. I think he big timed me, fucker. I need to
No,
call him. I was just talking about him the other day with Morgan. I need to call him.
supposed to see him this weekend, but yeah. Anyway, dude, you're a pimp. What a pimp.
I appreciate you, man. No, this is fun. We'll do it again for 300.
Yeah, yeah. Keep grinding, buddy. Keep grinding. I'm happy for you.
Appreciate you. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. We'll
Okay.
stay on the line for a second. We'll small
Yep.
talk for a minute.
Cut it. Yep.